there?
I don't know. He's going a lot further, but
75 miles already. Not counting the 5 miles or 4 miles leading up to the start. We only had, what, about 2-3 laps under yellow?
Yeah, and he doesn't look like he's going to stop here either. He's going around.
Michael Andretti would sure like to get him. But it really doesn't matter in the scheme of things. What Michael really wants to get is Al Unser Jr.
Yes, but the longer he can't get by Paul Tracy, Paul's moving over there. Looks like possibly he's going to go in this time.
Yeah, this is it. Paul
Tracy. He's slowing there to go into the pits.
Paul Tracy finally heading into the pits. Greg Moore should also be stopping as well. And here is Tracy, Gary Carroll.
We watch with the crew, and Paul, it is that option tire that goes over the wall on the right side. So they're going to stick with the softer Goodyear compound. No other changes. 13-2. Excellent stop.
And a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit all the way down the length of the pits. And there goes Michael, still in pursuit now of the new leader, as Paul Tracy relinquished the lead to this man, Al Unser Jr. So the red and white number 2 of Little Al is in the front of the field. The 77 laps already to the record book. One very short yellow flag. Update on Scott Pruitt, Gary? Jack, I'm sorry.
Well, Paul, actually, it's an update on Scott Pruitt and Greg Moore. Both of them, as you know, carry the Firestone banner. Interesting report after the Firestone engineers took a look at Pruitt's tires after that stop. It confirmed what Pruitt and Moore both had radioed in, that after 40 laps, the tires seemed to hold steady. That's the Firestone tire. So now they're going to change their battle plan a little bit in terms of handling. Originally, Pruitt was going to ask for a little bit more wing, but now they know what the baseline is after 40 laps on the car.
Whoa, did you see Scott Pruitt? Well, Jack was talking about him way out of the groove.
I think what happened is he went in there high to pass some cars, and he cut up in the gray, that area that's really slippery up there, and he couldn't hold it. He did a very good job of bringing it back down, keeping it off the wall. He's on the move again.
Well, I don't know how you guys do that. You have a big situation like that, and then you just back in the throttle and keeps going.
Well, you got to keep going. You lost so much ground to those slower cars. You know you're faster than them. You got to find a way to get back into the groove and get them.
By the way, Greg Moore, you saw him there. He did make his stop, came out in 6th place. So it's Unser Jr., Michael Andretti, Emerson Fittipaldi, Paul Tracy, and Christian Fittipaldi. They are the top 5. And that whole question about the track surface and can it hold and how many grooves? I've counted 3 so far.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now 82 laps are complete. 81 of the 200 laps, and Al Unser Jr. is the leader.
27 championships in 13 years, and we still look for ways to improve our truck after every race. When it comes to winning, nothing stands in our way.
Target teammates, Alex Zanardi and Jimmy Vasser.
Alex? Hey, there's nobody better. I mean, he was born to drive.
I'm new to the Target team, but Jimmy has made me feel right at home.
Alex is the fastest thing on 4 wheels. Really.
Words cannot describe how I feel about Jimmy.
Rough roads, sharp curves. To keep a firm grip on roads like this depends upon your shock absorbers. Look, with a worn-out shock absorber, the wheel leaves the road. But with a new Monroe Sensatrack shock absorber, your tire holds the road. With Monroe Sensatrack, even the most demanding road feels safer. Monroe Sensatrack, making the road a safer place. Call 1-800-STRUT now for the Monroe Ride Expert Center nearest you.
Enter the Performance Zone. with split-fire Performance V spark plugs.
You get your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Split-fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the performance zone, only with split-fire Performance V's, guaranteed.
Back on the Milwaukee Mile, the Miller 200. Nothing's changed at the front. Saturday, it's ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour in Toledo, Ohio, for the second challenge of bowling's Triple Crown, the PBA National Championship. And from Belmont Park in New York, it's the third and final jewel in the Visa Triple Crown Challenge. Join us for the 128th running of the Belmont Stakes. That's live Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports. On board with Jimmy Vasser, he runs in 9th place. He, of course, is the points leader. But this is not turning out to be the day that he wanted. As a matter of fact, if we were talking about the package, this is not the day, really, that the package wanted. Alex Zanardi, he started in 7th, back to 17th. Vasser 14th, sitting 9th, got a few positions. Parker Johnstone started 19th and is up to 16th. What's Jimmy Vasser doing?
I don't know what he was waving his hand back there, or when he passed somebody, or telling him to hold back. I couldn't tell what he did.
Well, he's got his teammate right in there with him. You saw earlier some quick concern. Michael Andretti comes up to overhaul both of the Chip Ganassi target cars. He's around the first one, and they kind of wisely, I was going to say they were giving him a lane, but I guess not. Now
Michael got a little sideways off there. You see the car move.
Want to get an update because we last saw Hero as he was climbing out of the car very quickly. Gary, is he okay?
Well, we'll find out. Hero, the fire at the back of the car, did it pose any danger to you?
No, just it's smoke. The wastegate pipe blocking the burning out.
Glad you're all right. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
He's fine, Paul.
Okay. Threw a lot of water on the back of that car, and remember, with a methanol-powered automobile, you throw water on the methanol, it dilutes it, keeps it down below its flash point. No problem. Do not throw water on gasoline or oil. There's your fire tip for the day, Danny. Now let's just ride. Here on board Robbie Gordon. Let's ride and watch the wonders of the mile. Robbie Gordon. Here's another with Parker Johnstone. You're looking from the 15th place car. Just past Roberto Moreno. Not a pass for position.
Of course, you see how smooth it is. The cars aren't bouncing around like you see some movements there in Michael Andretti's hands, but that's just what the car's doing. See, he relaxed his left hand there, going down the straightaway. Look how smooth it is. Unbelievable under braking. And the new surface is just, of course, has to seat, get a lot more rubber down in a groove. But these guys, as they're running, are moving the groove up and making it a 2. And as you said, Paul, earlier, somewhat 3 grooves. They don't want to really be out there, but sometimes they're up in that 3rd lane.
Michael just came around Brian Herta. Boy, I'll tell you what, he is flying 4.5 seconds behind Allenser Jr., though. Robbie Gordon still suffering with this car. Doesn't really appear to be at full song on this thing.
Well, he doesn't, of course. It sounds that way on camera. When they come by here, they are. But Robbie, as we saw this in-car camera shot just a few minutes ago, he was getting passed by a lot of guys. He's not happy at the moment. And I'm sure his car's gone off and the handling a little bit. Let me tell you, on a mile oval with this much traffic, it is one of the worst places to be when you've got an ill-handling car. When you're handling like Paul and Michael, it's fabulous. Did we just see a yellow light? I thought I saw a flash up there.
No, we're still green on the race courses. Robbie Gordon comes in. Let's go to Gary.
Well, we just come over with the crew to the edge of the wall and watch them give him routine service. This car has been ill handling. They're not making any adjustments. It was strictly tire change and a touch of fuel in a little under 10.5 seconds. Good quick stop.
Well, Robbie Gordon, 19th place at the moment, not having a great day. Leader is still Al Unser Jr. Michael Andretti is still in second place. And Al Unser Jr. really seems to have everybody covered here today. There's PJ. The 98 car, that's PJ Jones, Parnelli Jones's son, his first IndyCar race. Let's go to Gary.
Well, one of those soft Goodyears that came off Robbie Gordon's car, we saw a spot, and I don't know if it was from buildup or not, but there's a hole about the size of a $50 right in the middle of the tread. Engineers are taking a good look at that right now. P.J. Jones has been in for a couple of stops. There was a report that he may have brushed the wall. The crew couldn't confirm that. He did not acknowledge that on the radio, but he had made his second stop. Remember, he made a very early stop that puts him out of sequence for the rest of the field.
Look at this racing. I mean, it's just, look at these cars. Look how many are out there bunched together, racing for spots. Dyson inside, outside. See the darker patch on the inside of the track? That's where the groove is. All the gray above that is what we call the gray, is where it's slippery and marbles. But look at these, 3 abreast in there. Unbelievable.
Unser Jr. still stretching out his lead here. 7-7 over Michael Andretti now. Paul Tracy is third. Emerson is fourth. Greg Moore is fifth. Look at little Al. Look at him work through this traffic.
He got out there. He didn't have quite as much grip. Is he slowing now?
That's Greg Moore. Runs in 5th place.
I think he must have had to lift off the throttle a little bit there when he was trying to pass Christian. Got out of shape probably a little bit and had to back off, because now we see him down on the inside of your screen right there. It seems right back behind Christian.
2 penalties have been issued to Michel Jourdain Jr. and to Stefan Johansson, 1 each for a pit speed violation of the 60-mile-an-hour pit speed. And you answer that under the green by driving through the pits at 60 miles an hour. No longer a stop and go on that. There's Greg Moore. You see how he worked his way up through the field. I'll tell you what, this kid has been spectacular. Fighting to stay on the lead lap. He's been just in front of Al Unser Jr. for about 15 laps. Look at this. First 6 IndyCar starts. Look where Moore sits in with all of that. Now, does that predict perhaps that those names above him, Mansell, Ray Hall, and Big Al, that he is now beginning to mimic the likes of them? Well, could very well be. He's having another great day and seems to be adapting to the miles with no problem at all. We'll be back with more of the Miller 200 after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Goodyear AquaTread revolutionized wet traction design. Now Goodyear introduces the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Right now, get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 InfiniTread radials, Goodyear's longest-wearing passenger tire. That's $40.